नमो नमः। शुभोदयम। सर्वेभ्यो नमस्कारः। Today is the third day of our classes on traditional values and Sanatana Dharma in Mahabharata by Dr. Karanam Nagaraja Garu. We will start the session with reciting Vande Mataram by Chala Chittibabu Garu and Prarthana by Satvika. Chala Chittibabu Garu, please.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayajasitalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram. Subrajosna pulakitayamini pullakusumita drumadala shobhini suhasini sumadhura bhashini sukhadam varadam mataram vande mataram. वंदे मातरम।
వందే మాతరం. ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Now let us request Satvika to chant Prarthana, please.
गुरुभ्यो नमः सर्वेभ्यो नमस्कारः. First, let us meditate for a minute. Now let us chant Omkara 3 times. Om. 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 Om Gananam Tva Ganapatitam Bhavamahe Kavim Kavinamupamastravastamam Jyeshtharajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Ana Shrinvannodhivissidasadanam. Om Shri Mahaganadhipataye Namaha. Om Prano Devi Saraswati Vajebhirvajinivati Dhina Bavitrayavatu. Om Shri Mahasaraswatyai Namaha. Gurureva Gatihi Gurumeva Bhaje Gurunaiva Sahasmi Namo Gurave Na Guro Paramam Sishurasmi Guro Matirasti Gurau Mam Pahi Guro Jnananandamayam Devam Nirmalaspatikakritim Adharam Sarva Vidyanam Hayagrivam Upasmahe Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Pada Shankaram Loka Shankaram शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरौ गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतंगमय ओम शांति शांति शांतिः मातृदेवो भव पितृदेवो भव आचार्य देवो भव अतिथि देवो भव ओम सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति शांति शांतिः
Okay, ధన్యవాదములు సాత్విక.
ధన్యవాదం సార్
Now let us request Guruji to start the webinar, please.
शुक्लाम्बरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्याये सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्. Good morning to all of you. Today is the third lecture in the series of 5-day lecture series on Mahabharata. There was yesterday I was discussing a story. Over that one doubt has come. The doubt I would like to clear off, and then I will start today's discussion. Somebody has put me a WhatsApp message stating that Naimisharanya story. Naimisharanya story, when I was narrating that story, Brahma has sent that wheel, Manomaya Chakra, he has sent it, that has fallen down there. What is the significance of it like that? Of course, I saw the video also, but of course, at the end, I did not elaborate it. Thing is that when the wheel of Manomaya Chakra was rolling, it has come down. The Nemi has fallen down. Because of that reason, it has become Naimisharanya, like that I told. But what is the significance of that particular area? Thing is that here the wheel is actually, it is a Manomaya Chakra. That is called, it is a Manas that is rolling down like that. Here, when it has reached Naimisharanya place, that forest area, the Manas has fallen. It has broken down. That Manas wheel, the spoke has cut off, and it has fallen down. Which means that Manas will come to a standstill at that particular space where meditation is easily possible. That is a significance. The Manomaya Chakra has fallen down there, which means that the Manas, which is roaming around into different places, has come to a standstill position at one place. That standstill position is Naimisharanya. Because of this reason, people can meditate there. That is a symbolic significance of that particular story. Somebody asked me over WhatsApp. That is why that I would like to clear off first. I hope I have made it clear. And then yesterday we were discussing first day introduction portion of Mahabharata was over. Second day we were discussing dharma aspect. We were discussing what are the different aspects of dharma and what is dharma sushmata, how dharma has to be understood in a particular context. That we were discussing yesterday. Today, because for a human being, we tell 4 purusharthas: dharma, artha, kama, moksha. Today I would like to discuss kama. That is dharma, artha, kama, moksha. That is why kama, the kama, which means that it is a love. That love aspect, how it has been discussed in Mahabharata. And also there, here in this, I will be telling a story. The story, of course, it is inbuilt with Rajaniti also. Rajaniti is there. Love is also there. How it has to be dealt with. So this is one of the, there are many stories are there in Mahabharata, like Urvasi Samvadam is there, Urvasi Arjuna Samvadam is there, Subhadra Arjuna Samvadam is there. And similarly, many other stories are there. But here I would like to discuss a story which normally may not be known to many persons. Hidimba Bhima marriage. Marriage, many people may be knowing, but the intricacies of that marriage, how the marriage took place, what are the Rajaniti that has been applied in that particular spot. So that is a discussion of today. Initially, I would like to tell the story. Unless I tell the story, you may not appreciate the Rajaniti that is available in that particular story. The setting is the Lakshagruha Dahanam is over, which means that all Pandavas were kept in one place, and Duryodhana wanted to ignite that particular Lakshagruha. Pandavas, of course, escaped. That story we know it. When they escaped, they were coming out of they were going towards the forest through a hole that has been digged by one person. Kanika, one person is there. That person has a Kanaka, one person was there. The Kanaka has made a hole from that Laksha Gruha to one destination that is called one forest area. So Bhima was taking all his brothers, Dharmaraja, Arjuna, Nakula, Sahadeva, and also Kunti. All these persons he was carrying and he was moving in that direction in that dead of the night. So they were going like that, and they reached one spot where there is a forest is there. There he made all those persons to sleep under the tree, and he was standing there and guarding them. This story everybody knows, because films also it will be shown. So here then he was begin to thinking, this queen of Pandu Maharaj, that is my wife, is now lying in this particular spot. With all these difficulties, she is sleeping. And my elder brother Dharmaraja, he is supposed to rule the entire world. That person is now lying on this in this floor. And my brothers are also very Sukumara persons. They are also sleeping here. And this is the fate for us. This is because of this Duryodhana. Like that, he used to think that he was also thinking in that fashion. By the time, what happened is that, and in between, Dharmaraja woke up, and he was very much thirsty, and he wanted to take water. Where to get water? He made them wait for some time, and immediately Bhima went where to go in the night. No, in the night where to get water. So then Bhima sensed that there are some distance, because this story contains a lot of other things also are there. Not only karma, but other things are also there. Some psychological aspects, environment watching, gazing of all these things are there here. So here Bhima, how to identify a lake? So he climbed up a tree and saw all around. Then he heard the songs of some birds that is called water birds. The water birds will be happy with the water. They will be always singing morning and also night, because we don't see all those things nowadays. That is a different issue. He could identify that in that particular direction, because the sound is coming from that direction, a lake must be there. So he goes there. So this is a beauty of Mahabharata. So many things are discussed of this nature also. He goes there, identified the lake. He saw the lake. He went inside. He has taken bath, because he has so much of he has taken all those persons over his shoulder. No, because of this reason he was also so much tired. He also took bath, and he wanted to take water. Where to take water? This is one aspect here. The taking water here is actually how to take water to this place. In Telugu Mahabharata, that has been translated by Nannaya in a different fashion. What he has written down is that he has brought the water in what is called this leaves of the flowers he has taken out, and he made one pot like thing, and he brought water like that he has written down. But in Moola Bharata, Samskruta Bharatam, what it is there is that he could not bring like that. He has just put his over his shoulder. There was one towel was there. The towel he has inside, dipped into the water, and with the dipped water, that entire thing he has brought it and gave to Dharmaraja, and he has squeezed it, and over from that water has come down, and he has given to Dharmaraja, and Dharmaraja slept like that. It is written down like that. So this is why I am telling this particular aspect is that here normally our dharma shastras, what they tell is that dipping the water, if the water is there, in that water, if cloth is dipped, the water should not be used. That is one of the dictums in Dharma Sushmas it is there. Dharma Shastras it is mentioned that you are not supposed to take water which is soaked with cloth. But here it is Apad Dharma. This is also we are supposed to know in Mahabharata. Apad Dharma is a dharma when it is very difficult to survive on the earth, and it is when the life is at stake. At that time, it is okay to obviate certain supposed dharmas and follow whatever we wanted to follow, because in order to save our lives. So in order to save the lives, what Bhima has done is that he has brought the water by soaking the towel into the lake, and he has brought it. So this is one aspect which is described very vividly in Mahabharata, Mula Mahabharata. So he brought it and gave it to Dharmaraja, and Dharmaraja has drunk it even though he knows the dharma, and then he slept. This is one aspect. Afterwards, what happened is that they were sleeping, and Bhima was guarding them. The forest is a abode of what is called powerful asuras were there in that forest. One person by name Hidimbasara was very famous in that forest area, and he was the ruler of that forest. He sensed some human beings entry into the forest by virtue of the smell, and he ordered his sister Hidimba to go there and kill all those persons and bring them, collect those human beings so that they can have a good feast on that day. So Hidimba immediately she is also a Rakshasi. She goes there, and then at first sight she saw Bhimasena guarding here and there. He was walking like that, like a simha, like a lion. He was moving there. There, Mahabharata it is written down. What she had written down is that Ayam Shyamo Mahabahu Simhaskando Mahadyutihi Kambugriva Pushkarachaha Bhartayukto Bhaven Mama. The very first sight, she has fallen in love with him. Ayam Shyamo Mahabahu. He was having broad shoulders, he was having Simhaskando. There is a mighty lion, like muscles are like mighty lions of muscles, it was there. And the cone like neck he was having, broad eyes, resplendent aura he was having. Oh, this person is a person whom I should marry. Like that she thought, if I am blessed, I am very much blessed if he were to be my husband. Like that she thought. Then what happened is that she was very much pleased with him. Then immediately he was thinking that why should I stay with this cruel brother? See, this is how it is written down. Because all these days she was there with his brother only. Once she has seen a handsome person, she has actually, the love is such that she was thinking in terms of calling his brother as a cruel brother. The cruel brother, why I should stay with this cruel brother? Then she started to go to that, she wanted to go to that handsome person, that is Bhimasena. She was not knowing that she was Bhimasena. And what she thought that he was a human being, so I should look like a human being. She changed her attire because of this Maya Shakti. She converted herself into a beautiful damsel, and she walked very slowly towards him. So then she went there. She told him gently that I am deputed by my brother Hidimbasara, and Hidimbasara is a very cruel person. He is an Rakshasa. He wanted to kill all of you. But on seeing you, what happened is that I could not control my senses. It's very straightforward she was telling. I could not control my senses. I offer myself for your service. If you permit me and if you marry me, I can take you to any place, long distance I can take you, wherein we can enjoy the beauty of the nature and we can enjoy there for some time. Like that she tells. Then Bhima was not that much person who is not willing to leave his brothers, mother and all those persons. Then he was telling, oh Rakshasi, you should not tell all these things. And my brothers are there, my mother is there, all these persons are sleeping. When they are sleeping, I am guarding all those persons. Leaving all those persons and coming with you is not at all, you are not supposed to ask. That shows your Rakshasi mentality that is there. I don't come like that. I am there to guard them. I can defeat any type of person. He was having a lot of confidence over his strength. He was telling. Then she told, then in that case, I will take all of you to some long distance where nobody can see you. Your mother, all your brothers, you, and everybody I will take on my back only and take you to longer distances where then at least you can marry me so that we can have a beautiful life. Then Bhimasena was telling, what you are telling is something wrong. One reason is that there is if a brother is there, elder brother is there, and if a elder brother is not married, and if younger brother marries, see, this is the discussions goes like this. No, this discussions in Mahabharata, whichever story you take out, the story is full of dharma discussions only. He will be telling, oh Rakshasi, listen to me, my elder brother is there, my elder brother is not married person. When the elder brother is not married, if a younger brother marries, he is called parivetta. There is a term in Manusmruti, we come across this parivetta term, we come across in Manusmruti Smriti, wherein if a elder brother, parivetta, definition of parivetta is that if an elder brother is unmarried and the younger brother gets married, the younger brother is called parivetta and he attains lot of sin and he is destined to go for Narakaloka only. Like that it is mentioned in Mahabharata. Only thing is that the elder brother has to agree and he has to permit and he has to give his consent for the marriage of the younger brother. Then only he should marry. So he was telling, I will become Parivetta. I don't want to become a Parivetta in this case. My brother is there and he has to marry and because of this reason I don't marry you. Then he was telling. Then this was the discussion was going on. This dharmic discussion was going on. Then one more thing he was telling is that I am not that much a timid person to leave my all people here and come along with you. I can't promise you also that I'll marry you. Let you go there and bring your brother here, and I can fight with him and kill him in your presence only. You can see my strength. Like that, Bhima was telling. When the discussion was going on, the Rakshasa was there. He was actually he was impatient, and he reached to the spot. And he saw his sister decked with all ornaments and conversing with an unknown person, unknown man. She was conversing. He got very angry with her, and first he wanted to devour her. He wanted to take her inside, and then he wanted to kill Bhimasena. And he was approaching very rapidly towards Hidimba, and Hidimba was frightened at the deadly approach of his brother, and he hid behind Bhimasena and asked his help to save her. Then Bhimasena said, don't worry, I can take care of this person. Like that, the one gulp, he caught hold of him, dragged him like a lion dragging a deer. He dragged him to a distant place so that the disturbance should not be there for his brothers and mother. And there was a great duel took place. They fought with each other with stones, with trees and all these things. And the sound was such that all Pandavas got up. And one all Pandavas got up and Kunti saw this lady first. And there was a big fighting was going on at a long distance. And there was a lady sitting here and she was sitting and serving these 5 persons. And then Kunti asks, who are you like that? She tells, I am Hidimba's. And she will never hide anything. She will be telling very frankly, Satyam only she was telling, I am the sister of Hidimbasara. One Asura is there. He is very ferocious person. He wanted to kill all of you. And your brother, he told that his name is Bhimasena and you are a Dharmaraja, like that he has told. And I come to know about you. Only this much only I come to know, and he has gone there to fight with him, and they are fighting like that. And then and she was standing like that. And then Pandavas rushed to that particular spot. It was about almost it was getting evening, and the dusk was about to dawn. At that particular point of time, Pandavas all Pandavas know that by the end of the day, that in the night times, the Asura's strength will go very much high. So then immediately they alerted Bhimasena to kill him fast. So Bhimasena immediately took hold of that particular person and he caught hold of him and he killed him with a single stroke. Hidimbasura died and he had fallen down. Then when that was happened, all Pandavas, then from that place, everybody has woken up and they wanted to move from that particular area to some other distance. They were walking away like that because nothing is there to carry. If something is there to carry, they have to carry their bags and all this. Nothing is there. Everybody was being carried by Bhimasena from that particular Raksha Gruha to this place. Nothing is there with them. And they were just like that roaming only. So they got up and they were moving. Dharmaraja was moving in front, and then other persons, and all these persons. Kunti was in the back. Back side of Kunti is Hidimba. Hidimba was following them, thinking that they will talk something. Nobody was talking anything to Hidimba. Everybody was moving like that. Then what happened is that she, a little bit fast, she comes to Bhimasena and she was arguing, please marry me like that. Think that I am a murkha, I am a foolish person. Think that I am a bhakta. Think that I am your devotee. Think that I am your servant, but marry me. I have lost my brother also, I have lost. And even before before the death of my brother, I came to you. I sought your what is called permission for marry and all these things. Please marry me, don't leave me like that. Then Bhima got very angry and he was telling, you also should be killed because your brother has been killed by me. Once your brother has been killed by me, and you will be having revenge. That revenge you would like to take at some point of time, because Shatru Shesham, Runa Shesham should not be there at any point of time. So you also should be killed. You are also Shatru only for us. He was telling. Then Dharmaraja intervened and tell Bhimasena, you are not supposed to tell. She is a lady. A lady is not supposed to be killed at any point of time. And she is coming and she is asking for marriage only, she is asking. And you are not supposed to do like that. You also are not supposed to kill like that. Killing a lady is actually a sin. Then Dharmaraja was telling. Then immediately she sensed that this man is a person of Dharma. And Kunti was also keeping quiet. So she approached Kunti and she was started asking. And oh, great lady, you know the pangs of love that a girl suffers. You are a lady and I am also a lady. The pangs of love are such that it could not be controlled. At the first sight itself, I have loved your brother. I don't have any anger with him because he is shouting at me. But still, I am bitten by the arrows of love and suffering like this. I have left my people and followed this man. If he rejects me, the only alternative for me is death only. And I can't survive. And then, Kunti was listening to all these things. Then she also begins to tell, because she has to convince him in different fashions. One way she was requesting that if he resists, I will die only, she was telling. Secondly, she was telling is that you are in difficult. I can see that I have some foresight because of my Maya powers and all these things. I can foresee certain things. You are in difficulties and you have been driven by your what is called cousins. Because of this reason, you have come to this place. I know these aspects I can know. Then the difficulties are there. It is better to have one person who is having powers. So I have some asuric powers I am having, by virtue of which I can carry you to any spot of your liking that I can do. I can help you in times of need. That also you can think over. Third aspect is that I have a divine vision. That is there. That's something I am having from my birth, by means of which I can foresee certain future events. Also, I can see, and I can tell you now only that when you go there, whom you are going to meet next. To that extent, I can tell you. So that also will be helpful for you in future. Maybe you don't know. And lastly, I would also like to tell you is that you have to think over many other things also, because the Rajaniti says that when there is a difficulty for a person, it is better to engage with some, maybe think that I am a bad person. In spite of that, engaging with a bad person is also good for some reason. So I am not a bad person. Still, even if you think like that, it is okay for you to agree for my marriage. And so many these dharmas, sushmas and all these things she was telling. And finally she tells, desisting a lady does not deserve to be a dharma. You are not supposed to desist a lady. Desist means you cannot avoid a lady who is approaching you again and again. And even if you approach, if you reject me, what I will do is that I don't do any revenge with Bhimasena because I loved him. Only thing I can do is that I die on my own. This is the last thing I can tell. Beyond that, I can't tell you anything. You only think over and decide. Like that, she asked Kunti. Kunti pondered over the entire discussion. She thought that there is something good what she is telling, because she is not taking revenge. She is not willing to take a revenge against Bhimasena because of the death of her brother, and she is only begging for marriage. Only she is asking. There are maybe other advantages maybe there. She just looked at Dharmaraja, because whenever difficulties are there, even Kunti also for dharma purposes she will be looking at Dharmaraja only, and she looks at Dharmaraja and asks, I believe that what she is telling is having some sense. What do you think of it? Dharmaraja immediately told, yes, I also agree for the marriage of Bhimasena. Then for some, then what he tells is that Kunti, she tells, Kunti agrees and Dharmaraja agrees, and Kunti immediately tells Bhimasena, you are not supposed to discuss anything more over the issue. We have decided, and you marry her. You marry her, and you can be with her. You can have a child also with him. Like that, she also tells her. Bhima actually says that he is, even though doesn't like Hidimba also, he follows the advice of his mother and also his brother. To that extent, they were listening to them because they know dharma and they have decided it. And then he decided to marry. In that stage, Dharmaraja wanted to put some conditions to consider. These conditions are very interesting conditions. Are there? Maybe up to this point, many persons may be knowing the story. From this here, the conditions will be applying. He will be telling Hidimba, see, my brother will marry you. But thing is that there is some condition for it. The condition is that you can roam around with Bhima in daytime, but you should bring him back by night. The reason he tells is that we are actually guarded by Bhimasena. Bhimasena is supporting us, and then because of this reason, you are supposed to bring him back by night. Only mornings you can take. Daytime you can take him. You can enjoy with him, whichever place you want to enjoy, and then you should bring back by sunset. Bhima should be here only. Like that he tells. Then she politely agrees. Okay, I agree for it. Then Bhima turn is there. Bhima turns towards Hidimba and he tells, I can be with you because my brother has asked me to marry you, and he has permitted, and my mother is also asking me to marry, because desisting a lady in difficult times is not dharma. So because you are approaching me, I will marry you. But thing is that I will be with you as long as you have a son. Afterwards, I can't be with you. If you agree for this condition, then you have to go to your place only and I will go to my place only. If you agree for that, I will marry. Hidimba agrees for that. And then the marriage takes place on the spot. In the marriage takes place, Hidimba was very happy and he took Bhimasena to different distant places. She was roaming in the different flowery gardens, raving beaches, deep reaches. So many things about Mahabharata discussed. The crisp sandy banks, and the mountain peaks, the dark clouds, and celestial fountains. All those places she used to take him to different distant places. In the daytime, they were enjoying like that. And by the night, and she used to bring him back, and she will be giving back Bhimasena to Dharmaraja. And then ultimately, what happened is that over a period of 1 year, she conceived, and the conception was actually, this is a Sadyogarbha people call. Only Rakshasas and certain devas will be having the Sadyogarbha. Sadyogarbha means, and immediately the boy is born. It is actually that this gestation period will not be there. Once for all, they deliver. Once they deliver, immediately the Rakshasas will be having the power of becoming big persons. Immediately they will become, they grow and they will be big only. So one boy was born. Immediately the boy was having this round and bald scalp, and over it 2-3 hair was actually getting erect like this. That was a real Hidimbasara. In films and all these scenes, we will be showing Hidimbasara with a lot of hair and all these things. It is not like that. Real Ghatotkacha is actually, according to Mahabharata description, he was having a scalp, and over that 2-3 hair will be getting erected like this. Because of this reason, Ghatotkacha, his name is Ghata Utkacha. Utkacha means that he is risen like that. Ghata means like a pot. His head was like a pot over which 2-3 things are getting erected. Because of this reason, his name was put as Ghatotkacha. They named him. And once Ghatotkacha was born, he as promised, Hidimba took Ghatotkacha. Ghatotkacha prostrated before parents, that is called Bhimasena and the elder brothers and all those persons. And he said that I'll be going to my place. And whenever you have any difficulty, just remember me, then I will be coming here. He promised like that, and with his mother, he left. This is actually the story. But what is the story content here? What is the story content if you begin to stay from the beginning? There is a one apadharma we discussed. Apadharma is a dharma which one has to follow in times of difficulty. In times of difficulty, you need not follow the regular dharma. That is dharma sushmata again. Regular dharma is something. Normal dharma, when everything is normal, everybody will be behaving like that. But when difficulty is such that now you cannot say that always it is difficulty is there, I am following dharma, it's not like that. Only when your life is at stake, to that extent, if it is there, when your imminent death is there, then it is okay to deviate certain rules. Then you can follow some other rules also. Like even now also we are doing, sometimes there are some persons will be saving, traditional persons who always very much what is called nobody I will touch, nobody's food I will take like that. But at the end, the death time, somebody will be taking care of him, and then he has to take the food only. Those persons also, because sons and daughters will not take care of the father. They will put one lady or gent for taking care of, and then they will leave. They can pay, but they can't take care of the parents. That is the situation nowadays. So they have to take the food only, and with them only they have to take the food. That is the pranantike at that particular point of time. Sometimes it is okay to deviate. Here Dharmaraja was such the thirsty that he was telling that I can't survive without water like that. So that water has to be brought. Water was brought to him, and it is apad dharma that is portrayed in this story. When we understand that apad dharma, and again Raja dharma, we will try to understand here. And then here two aspects of three doshas we come across in this marriage. One dosha is that it is Rakshasa Manava Sangamam, that is there. One Rakshasa is marrying with one Manava. That is not permitted. No, that is not permitted. Even now also one type of person, one other person, we frown at. We say that it is not incorrect and all this is. So in those days, 5,000 years back, when Mahabharata setting was there, Hidimba, one Rakshasa marrying one man, is not permitted. That is one thing has happened. So second thing is that Diva Sangamam. Diva Sangamam means love making actually is not permitted at certain times and certain days according to Dharma Shastras. Certain days are prohibited. Certain days you are not supposed to engage in love making activity. That is one thing is there. Second thing is that you are not supposed to make love in certain times also. Certain even in the daytime or in the day or night, whatever it may be. The daytime it is not permitted. In the night time also certain times are avoided. Like that it is. They are there in Dharma Shastras. They are there. So this is Diva Sangama is not permitted. That is also not permitted. And Parivetti is one more issue here. Parivetti is actually younger brother marrying an elder brother. When elder brother is not married, is a sinful act. These are many things are there here. How these things are solved out. And when Hidimba is approaching, Parivetti is Bhimasena will be getting the sin if he marries before the marriage of his elder brother Dharmaraja. So here this sin is there. This is mentioned in the Parivetti is mentioned in Manusmriti also. It is there. So here the thing is why she was getting married here. Overall picture is that and her love is genuine or not. First let us see that one. Her love is genuine because she is not actually wanted to take any revenge against Bhimasena. Taking revenge is not the issue here. If he is not permitting, she wanted to die only. Normally, when you want to take a revenge, how it will be there? Bhagavad Gita it is tell, Sangat sanjayate kamaha, kamat krodho bhijayate, krodhat bhavati sammohaha, sammohat smriti vibhramaha, smriti bhramsho buddhinashaha, buddhinasha pranashyati, like that it is there. Sangat sanjayate kamaha, which means that if you continuously look at a person, or continuously see some person for over a period of days, for other persons maybe over a period of days, if you see one person, attachment will come into picture. Sangat sanjayate kamaha. From kama, when the kama is not attained, krodha will be coming. From krodha, what will happen? Moha will be coming. Delusion. Delusion means what we are doing, we don't know. That is why only nowadays we will see so many newspaper items, newspaper articles we come across. News items will be coming across. Thinking that saying that one boy has put some what is called a liquid over the face of that lady, and what is called a destroyed her face, something of that nature, because she has not loved him back. This is not a love. This is actually a lust, and also it is again converted into krodha, and with krodha he has become what is called sammoha. Sammohat smriti vibhramaha. He delusion will happen. With that, he buddhinasha and pranashyati, all these things will be happening. We come across so many incidents, because she has put some chemical liquid over her, and then her face is actually defaced, and then it is actually he is coming out like that. Then he is also arrested. So many issues will be coming across this type of stories. This person is not a love actually. Genuine love will not take revenge. That is one of the things which we come across in this story. Hidimba is actually loving him. This is genuine love is there. If he doesn't marry, I will die, she is telling. And she is also invoking many other aspects of dharma, saying that I deserve to be married because I left my brother. When my brother is dying also, I have not gone to support my brother. I was with him only. I was with him only, I was with you only. So it is, you should not desist. And the lady, who it is real love is a real love is a, the pangs of love she was explaining to Kunti. The pangs of love, a woman suffers will be known to a woman only. You are a woman and you know it and I know it. And you are not supposed to refuse me in this case. Like that he was arguing. So what happened is that once it is a genuine love, it should be accepted. One thing is there. Second thing is that here, and Pariveti aspect, it can be easily overtaken because when Dharmaraja gives consent, Bhimasena can marry. In that way, Bhima's sins will not be there. That is one more issue here. One more thing is that Dharmaraja is putting some conditions. There's a Hidimba love only, I will be telling. Hidimba love is genuine, no? I am telling you, it is a genuine love. Wavering love will be there. For some people, there is a wavering love. Wavering love means it is wavering from one person to other person or one place to other place, something of that nature. Better to for understanding it, let us look back to Shurpanakha. Shurpanakha Ramayana story. What happens in Shurpanakha story? Shurpanakha loves Rama. Loves means she wanted to marry him. She approaches Rama and she requests, so I love you, you marry me, like that. Rama is very, what is called, very cleverly he tells, I am a married person, my wife is here only. I can't marry you. See, this is Lakshmana is there. He is my brother, and his wife is not there here, and you can approach him. So he knows Dharma, but still he tells like that. I am not going. I can't marry you, like that. He approaches. Then he approaches Lakshmana and asks him to marry. Then Lakshmana says, I can't marry because I am now when I have come here, when I come to this particular spot, I have taken a vow that I will be guarding my brother and my sister-in-law and nothing else. My duty is only to serve them. I don't take even food also. Then in that case, I can't marry you like that. And again she goes back to Rama, and again she pleads for his with him to marry. Then ultimately what happened is that in these discussions and all these things, she got very wild, and she come to a conclusion that this Sita is responsible for all these difficulties. So I wanted to devour this lady only, and she with one gulp she wanted to take hold of her and she wanted to devour her. At that particular stage only, Lakshmana intervenes and she cuts off her what is called ear and nose. That Indriya knows and she sends him back. That story we know. Here, what is the love that Shurpanaka exhibits? It is not a love, it is a lust only. Lust means once she goes to Rama, then she goes to Lakshmana, again goes to Rama, again comes to Lakshmana. And ultimately, she wanted to kill Rama's wife also. This is what we can call a wavering love. Wavering love is lust, which is not associated with dharma. And one more thing is that genuine love is always accepted. Hindu scriptures, whichever scripture you take from the all Dharma Shastras, if you take, love is not a taboo that we have to understand. It is something to be wrapped up under the carpet. It is not like that. Thing is that is the reason why Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavanta Vibhuti Yoga, Krishna will be telling, Dharma viruddho bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshabha. This means that the love not associated with adharma is very my resplendence. This is my resplendence. I am there. I am that person. That love. That love is, if you can take out love as a symbolic thing, I am that love which is not associated with adharma. So dharmic love is always permitted. That is the reason why the Kunti and also Yudhishthira agrees for the marriage of Hidimba with Bhimasena because it is a dharmic love. It is not an adharmic love. So they agreed for it. And here you can observe that once Bhimasena refuses to marry Hidimba, Hidimba is not going to Dharmaraja, you marry me, or he is not going to Arjuna, marry me like that. She is not going to any other person. She loved only one person and one person only. So this is all these things they have taken into consideration. Her love is genuine. They agreed, and then the Pariveta they wanted to override, and then it is married. But thing is that here one more issue that is there is that, and he is putting a condition. The condition is that you can take him, but take him in the daytime, and the night time you can bring him back by night. And Bhima is telling that I shall be with you as long as you have a son. Once you have a son, I will go out. All these conditions she agreed. Why this going, marrying in that, taking Bhimasena in the daytime and bringing him back in the night? The apparent reason that Dharmaraja gives is that Bhima has to protect us. But here, one thing we have to understand is that Arjuna is as mighty as Bhima, or sometimes he is mightier than Bhima also in Dhanurveda. So when the Arjuna is there or Bhima is there, it is okay. Not required to be any other person. Now Arjuna is there and guarding them. Then why Bhima can go in the night also? Then why he is putting Divasangamam under the night? You should bring back Bhimasena. Then this is the issue here. The issue is that there are two aspects are there. This is Rajaniti from here. Rajaniti will be applicable. So love making in daytime, what will happen according to Dharma Shastras is that Asuric pravritti persons will be born. This is one thing is there. For that references we are having in Mahabharata only, and also some Puranas also. References is that Kasyapa Prajapati is there. No, Kasyapa Prajapati is having two wives, Diti and Aditi. And Diti, let me see the time. Real time is there. Diti and Aditi. Aditi initially approaches Kashyapa. Kashyapa at the right time, seeing that auspicious time and where lovemaking is permitted, at that particular time she approaches Kashyapa and asks for progeny. I wanted to have children with you like that. He blessed her, and she was having so many sons who are called Adityas, that is called gods. And Diti approaches Kashyapa at the sunset. When sun is setting, about to set, it is Asuravela people call it. At that time he approaches Kashyapa Prajapati and she asks for children. Kashyapa Prajapati tells, what is the time you are asking? This is actually Asura Santhya. In this particular point of time, if a lady approaches a man, the person who is born will be having Asurika Pravritti. Do you know it? No, like that. But still she tells, no, now only you can have, you can be with me like that. And he agrees for it because whatever is destined to happen will be happening. So he spent time with her, and ultimately all her sons become Daityas. That is called Rakshasas. Diti sons are Daityas, Aditi sons are Adityas. Like that we know it. So like this, there are many references in Mahabharata here and there, spread over in different places. Asuric Pravritti people will be born. Even believe it or not, this Charaka Samhita and Sushruta Samhita, Ayurvedic texts, they also talk about the timings of love making. Also, they will be discussing. They will be telling that in daytime, at no point of time, the love making is permitted. It is not at all permitted. Only in the night times, only at certain times and certain days, only it is permitted. But here, overriding all these things, why Dharmaraja is doing is the adharma he is doing. Adharma is doing, no. Adharma is he is doing. One is that Pariveti, he is telling that I am permitting you, you marry. One thing he is telling. Second thing, what he is telling is that he is you can take Bhima only in the daytime and bring him back in the nighttime back. And he is not allowing Hidimba to enjoy with Bhima in the nights. Every day she has to bring him back by sunset. All these things, why he is putting, why he is actually transgressing from Dharma. And this is the issue is that, and then Ganapati Sachidananda Swamiji is there, no, that is Mysore Swamiji. He has beautifully interpreted this aspect. What he tells is that Dharmaraja, perhaps he wanted to have a demonic child. That he wanted to have only a child who is Asuric Pravritti, demonic child, capable enough to destroy the demons on the other side. Maybe if Duryodhana is having some Rakshasas on his side, and in eventual war, if at all any war is going to happen, if Duryodhana is going to bring those persons, Rakshasas, if they are, he is going to bring this person, the person who is going to born, he is capable enough to destroy those demons because he should have the demonic powers. And at the same time, he should be pious enough to be following Dharma. Both things he wanted to have it. One thing is that why he is very certain that only demon will be born means because it is a daytime. Daytime love making, what will happen? Asura Pravritti, the Rakshasas will be having more power in the nights. That is everywhere it is mentioned in Mahabharata and different other places also. So Hidimba is will be having lot of power and Bhima's power may be less in the night times. So when Asurika Pravritti is dominant, two things are there here. Bhimasena spending a night with Hidimba Rakshasi in the night time. How far it is actually safe for Bhima? One thing Bhima Dharmaraja is having in his mind. Because even the Bhimasena is very powerful person, Vayuputra, and he is having 10,000 elephants strength he was having, and all these things are there. Still, Hidimba is a Rakshasi. Spending time with Rakshasi in the night is maybe not safe. One thing. Second thing is that if Bhima spends with the Rakshasi in the night, the son that is going to be born may not be having Asuric Pravritti because Bhima meeting with Hidimba. Maybe a good person, maybe Rakshasa Pravritti person may not be there. Rakshasa might may not be there for him. Then in that case, it is if Rakshasa is not born, what to do? So he should be a Rakshasa only should be there. So in the love making in the daytime is always good. In that way, Dharmaraja decided he should be capable enough to destroy the demons on one side, and he should be having the he should be at the same time he should be pious enough to be with the dharmic the people like Dharmaraja and all these persons. So he actually he wanted to evade the real dharma, the dharmas as prescribed by shastras. That is that Manava person marrying a Rakshasa, and also this Diva Sangamam, all these things when they are not permitted by Shastras, he agreed he wanted to override these two things and wanted to marry Bhimasena to Hidimba because of Rajaniti only. Rajaniti is that the imminent war is going to happen one day or other day. Because Duryodhana is such that he wanted to destroy Pandavas wherever they are there. He is chasing them. So that is the reason why they were sent to this place. So here, all these issues are there. Because of this reason, Rajaniti has overridden here. Rajaniti is the important aspect for Dharmaraja. And Kunti also has given her consent. And Hidimba has no option because she is one way love only. Bhimasena never loved her. Bhimasena did not love her because of the Dharmaraja is telling and Kunti is telling and she is telling that think that I am a murkha, think that I am your servant, think that I am your devotee. Many things she is telling. Because of this reason, okay, he is agreeing. But when you are agreeing, you can put a condition because because even marriages also sometimes people will be telling the girl and boy with the meet they will be telling because I wanted to study for 2 more years. If you do you agree for it? So some other that person will be telling I wanted to go to Germany for 2 years. I will not be with you. Do you agree for it? So many things they will be discussing, and then ultimately, if the conditions are met, they will marry. Bhimasena is telling that I will be there with you as long as you have a son. Afterwards, you have to leave. And then Hidimba agrees because it is a one-way love only. And then he agrees for it, and she marries. These are the many issues are there. Scriptures, overriding the scriptures is on one side is there, that is called apadharma purpose, and overriding the scriptures for the purpose of Rajaniti is there, which is more important. Dharma Sushmata has to prevail in this case also. And over and above all this story, and it's the time, I think, time is another 4 or 5 minutes it is there, and there is a some psychological perspective of love is also there in this. That Mahabharata discusses so many things here. They, in Rajaniti they have discussed, Dharma Shastras they have discussed, and they have discussed Apadharma they have discussed, and some psychological aspect is also there. Normally, thing is that normal daily life, what will happen? The tragedy of life for people is that whom we will love will not love back, and whom we don't love will be after us. This is gender dictum. This is actually this is what happened in Hidimba's case also. The feeling of infatuation is there. It is so consuming, all consuming. When the object of our love is not going to come to us. That is the reason why one famous English scholar and a poet, I don't remember his name, he will be telling that nothing hurts more than realizing that he meant everything for you and you meant nothing for him. That is how one beautiful proverb, not proverb, saying is there by one poet. Nothing hurts you more than realizing that he means everything to you and you meant nothing for him. So this is what happened for Hidimba case. But still she agrees for all these things. And here in this story, what we find is that Apadharma we find Dharma Shastra rules and regulations we find, Rajaniti we find, and genuine love, what is genuine love and wavering love we come across, and how love has to be dealt with, that is also there. And so many issues are covered in this particular story for understanding purpose, for deliberating and discussion and all these things. With this, I would like to end my discussion and leave the place for people to ask some questions if they are having any questions. Otherwise, we can wind up whatever it may be.
ధన్యవాదములండి.
Yes, sir.
There are a few questions in the chat box.
Yeah, I'll just look into it. Yeah, there are few questions. What is the significance of love? What are interracial, intercaste relationships in the story of Hidimba and Bhima? What are different types of marriage and marital relationships?
There are so many questions at a time. If you ask me, memory is very less, sir. One question after another. Initially, I'll be telling one question, sir. The first question, what I heard, it is intercaste. It is actually, it is not an intercaste marriage. We can't define like that here. It is maybe some racial marriage, sir. It is that is entirely different race. Manushya race is something different, and Rakshasa race is something different. If you compare like that, maybe in that fashion. One way of understanding it. Or other way of understanding is that Rakshasas are not different. Rakshasa is actually, Ravana is also a Rakshasa. Rakshasa means actually the Asura Pravurti, whenever it is there, they are Rakshasas. In that way, if you think they are also like human beings only. Only thing is that Asura Pravurti is there. That is the reason why then some definition is there for Asura and Rakshasa. One is that Asushu Ramante iti Asuraha, like that people tell. Asu means Indriyas. The person indulging in Indriya activities, that is called always sensual pleasures, he is called Asura. Person indulging in sensual pleasures is called Asura. Asushu Ramante iti Asuraha. But Rakshasa is little different word. Rakshasa, what they tell is that Rakshasa is a person, he not only indulging in sensual pleasures, but for the sake of his pleasures, he will be teasing other persons. He will be giving trouble to other persons. That is called Rakshasa. Ravana is a Rakshasa. Rakshasa means for his own pleasure, he wanted to inflict some damage for other person. That is Rakshasa Pravrutti, what we can call. Asura Pravrutti is that actually you indulge in your own sensual pleasure. You don't do any harm to other person. But Rakshasa is a person who do harm to other person. If that definition is taken into consideration, we don't know, because in Mahabharata nowhere it is mentioned that she is belonging to a particular caste. Bhima is, of course, he is a Kshatriya, and what caste she belongs to, nothing, nowhere it is mentioned. Maybe she is also a Kshatriya, maybe Asura Pravurti may be there, we don't know. In that way, if you take into consideration, both are, it is acceptable only. In the caste wise, if you take into consideration, it is not a caste, to be frank, because in Varna system was there in Mahabharata time, but even though castes were also rising up, we don't know whether what caste she belongs. Nowhere it is mentioned. She is an Asura, she is a Rakshasi, they were mentioning. Rakshasa Pravurti is there because of this reason. He was trying to tease other persons. He wanted to inflict some damage for other persons for his own sensual pleasure. That is Hidimbasara Pravurti. And she is Asura Pravurti, she is exhibiting. She for sensual pleasures it is there. Anyway, both persons wanted to have sensual pleasures. To that extent only we can define Rakshasa. If we define in that fashion, it is not an intercaste marriage. Maybe same caste, we don't know. Nothing is mentioned in Mahabharata. One aspect. Second question you can ask, sir.
What are the different types of marriage and marital relationships?
The different types of marriages are discussed in Manu Smriti. 8 types of marriages are there. Deva marriage, then what is called Prajapati marriage is there, Gandharva marriage is there, Rakshasa marriage is there, Paishachika marriage is there, and other 3 things are there. 8 marriages are there. 8 marriages are actually, 4 are actually permitted and 4 are not permitted. And this Rakshasa, Paishachika, these type of vivahas are not permitted. Even though some people, great people have married a Rakshasa marriage, only they have married. Those things we come across in Mahabharata and other places also. 8 types of marriages are discussed. The 8 types of marriage, even you just Google it also, you can find 8 types of marriages in Mahabharata times, or 8 types of marriages permitted by Dharma Shastras. All these 8 will be applied. Daiva marriage, Prajapati marriage, like that it is there. Arsha marriage is there. Gandharva marriage is there. Rakshasa marriage, Paishachika marriage, like that. Another 2 things I don't remember it immediately. 8 marriages are permitted. They are there.
Okay, the other question is Dharmaraja's reason is justified, but how did Bhima put a condition that he can be only with her until son is born? Does regular marriage promise not hold good when it is a Rakshasa marriage?
Well, it is not a Rakshasa marriage, sir. Rakshasa marriage is actually taking away one lady. Taking away the lady with all, it is called Balatkara marriage, what we can call Balatkara marriage means you go there, catch hold of the girl, bring her back to your place and marry her. That is Subhadra marriage with Arjuna was like that. Subhadra marriage is Rakshasa marriage. Rakshasa marriage is Arjuna. People tell that even Krishna taking away the Rukmini was also Rakshasa marriage, people tell. Thing is that Rakshasa marriage means here the girl may agree or may not agree. That is one thing is there. In the both cases, girl agreed. Krishna's case, Rukmini actually sent a message for Krishna, and Krishna goes there, and against the will and wish of all the elders, what he did was that he took her into the chariot and bring her back, and they chased him, and he killed some people, and then brought her back to the Dwaraka, and then he married. That is called Rakshasa marriage. Here, Rakshasa marriage is not there here. It is a genuine love only, genuine love. It's a Gandharva marriage, what we can tell. Gandharva marriage, or what we can call. The lady is approaching here and he is requesting, she is requesting to marry. So he is marrying. That is the only thing. Here there is no Gandharva marriage. This Rakshasa marriage is not there here. Rakshasa marriage doesn't mean that marrying with a Rakshasa is Rakshasa marriage. It is not like that. Rakshasa marriage is actually going there and in the terminology of present day terminology, kidnapping the girl and marrying her. Maybe that kidnapping word we should not use it. Only thing is that you go there with all force, you bring the girl and then marry. Duryodhana marrying with Bhanumati was like that. And Duryodhana's daughter marrying by Samba is like that. So many things happened in Mahabharata. All these things we discussed. Krishna taking away Rukmini and Arjuna taking away Subhadra. All these things are all Rakshasa marriages only.
Okay, then there is one more part is her feelings are prevailing than the promise of marriage. I mean, of course, I'm not clear. I think the sentence is not clear. If she can open and talk, that's better. She
Okay,
says,
next one. Go
sir,
for next one.
I'll just say, she gave an intention. My intention is marriage to Rakshasi, not the type of marriage. Can we be unmuted? Can we be unmuted? She wants to unmute and talk. Babu Garu, if you can unmute her.
Okay.
Varanasi. Aruna Varanasi garu.
Namaskaram andi. My intention of the question is, does regular marriage promise not hold good when the marriage is done with a Rakshasi? The question is not that Rakshasa marriage. My intention was, it's a marriage to a Rakshasi. So regular marriage promise does not hold good, or and here only the feelings would prevail than the promise of marriage?
Yeah, the question is actually, it is Rajaniti has prevailed ultimately. Thing is that Rakshasi marrying a man with a Rakshasa is not permitted according to Dharma Shastras in those days, because these rules and regulations, I think we cannot actually interpret those rules and regulations according to present day rules and regulations. That we have to understand. Thing is that in those days, what are the rules and regulations are there? What are the law books that were there? And whatever law books are mentioned, they have to follow according to that. Nowadays, suppose nowadays intercaste marriage is permitted according to the constitution, it is permitted. Maybe if it is not mentioned in the Indian constitution, we can't marry. We can't marry it if we go by certain rules and regulations only according to traditions. In those days, it is not permitted. Marrying a man with Rakshasi is not permitted according to Dharma Shastras. But still that is permitted. Why it is permitted? It is Rajaniti. The Rajaniti is more important than the regular Niti. That is the issue here. Which dharma has to prevail? Whether it is a dharma according to Dharma Shastra should prevail, or dharma according to Rajaniti should prevail. That is the question here. So what Dharmaraja did was that he decided in favor of Rajaniti. So even he wanted to, okay, it is okay with the Dharma Shastras. Even the Dharma Shastras prescribe, that is called, it will, Nishedha is there according to Dharma Shastras. It is okay. I don't follow the rules of Dharma Shastras. I want to follow Rajaniti. That is what Dharmaraja's intention. That is why Diva Sangamam he prescribed, and he also prescribed that this is Bhimasena should can marry with Rakshasi. Marrying a man with Rakshasi is also permitted. And Bhimasena, he was also telling that he should spend with the daytime only, not night time. That also he has prescribed the rule and regulation. And then he married. Rajaniti has prevailed over it. Here the marriage with Rakshasi is permitted. He agreed for it, even though it is not permissible. According to normally any other Rakshasi cannot marry with man.
Correct.
That was according to Dharma Shastras. But here it is permitted.
Correct.
Because of Rajaniti.
Right. Yeah, Dharmaraja's reason is justified. That is understood. It is Rajaniti. But
Yes.
Bhima, being the husband, is expected to hold the promise, right, of marriage. But since
Bhima
only
never loved
Rajaniti,
her. Bhima never loved her. Because with this condition, I can marry you. Because anybody can put any condition, no? Because sometimes we will be seeing so many conditions being put now also, no?
yeah,
If you agree this condition, I can marry you. Otherwise, I don't marry you. It is up to you to decide.
Okay.
Like that way, because Bhimasena's condition is actually it is one way love only. Hidimba is loving him and he is not loving her. So what happens is that he is putting a condition, because one more thing is that that is also practical aspect also that Bhimasena, if you think over, if Hidimba is accompanying with them, what will happen? They are actually they are in the forest, and in the background, if you begin to understand what is happening is that Pandavas actually they were there in Indraprastha. The Dharmaraja became what is called Yuvaraja. He has become, when he has become Yuvaraja. This is the setting actually when he has become Yuvaraja, and he was ruling. His administration was so good. Dhritarashtra was anyway he was a blind person, and Dharmaraja was ruling the entire state. People were very happy with the Dharmaraja, and people were praising Dharmaraja in the presence of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra did not like it. Duryodhana did not like it. Duryodhana has also become a major by that time. So he went there on one occasion to Dhritarashtra and tells, this man is getting a lot of popularity, which I don't like. Please send him to some place, because otherwise you kill him like that. Dhritarashtra tells it is difficult to kill Dharmaraja. It is we should know we are not supposed to kill people. People will rebel against us. So some procedure they have to identify. They send them to some distant place. You go to there. Varanavatam one place is there. In Varanavatam you go there. It is a very beautiful place. And when big function is every year, one ritual will go on in that particular spot. So you go there, spend some time, and come back like that. And for your sake, their good house is also been built by the Duryodhana. In that way, he made him convince. And many ministers used to go and visit Dharmaraja, and every day they used to praise Varanavatam. Varanavatam is such a beautiful place. You are supposed to see it like that. And they went there. When they went there, it was actually they wanted to put fire for it. And why they are putting? They want to put fire for it. They wanted to eliminate all these persons. And here, what we have to understand is that Dharmaraja, Pandava, other Pandavas, these persons were having the legal right over the kingdom, but they were not having the possession of the kingdom. That is the thing. Possession is still in the hands of Dhritarashtra only, even though he was never a king. Dhritarashtra and Panduraja brothers, when Panduraja was actually taking care of the entire kingdom, Dhritarashtra was not given any importance initially, because thing is that he is a blind person. Blind person cannot sit on the throne. Satyavati decides, her mother decides that Dhritarashtra cannot sit on the throne. She decided like that, and then she put Panduraja over the throne. Panduraja actually expanded the entire empire. And because of this reason, Panduraja's sons, Dharmaraja and all these persons should actually come over to the power. But the thing here is that when Panduraja died in the forest, Dhritarashtra was sitting in the throne. Throne he was actually holding. That is the reason why his name is Dhritarashtra. Dhruta means he was always holding that Rashtra. That is why he was holding that kingdom, and he was holding that throne he was holding. So Pandavas were having the legal right, but they were not having the possession rights. So thing is that they are weak persons at that particular point of time. All soldiers are with Dhritarashtra only, Duryodhana only. Duryodhana actually wanted to kill them. So they tried to put fire. And because of this reason, for some days, until they gain power, Pandavas wanted to be going in the disguise of Brahmanas only. They wanted to roam around because nobody should see them. If they see what plan Duryodhana will hatch for killing them. So when they again emerge out that we are Pandavas like that, only when they marry Draupadi, and Drupada is on their side. Drupada is a warrior, great warrior. And when the Drupada gives his daughter for marriage for these Pandavas, at that time they become actually mighty persons again. Because they are having power, then they emerge as Pandavas again. Until then, they will remain as Pandavas, the Brahmins only. So when they are remaining as Brahmins and they were moving like Brahmins in different places, taking Hidimba along with them will not be good. All these things are there. All practical issues are there in those particular point of time. All these things Bhimasena might have thought of. So he thought if I take care also with her and going to again the place of Draupadi for marrying, and until that time we don't know what will happen in the future. Different places they have to roam around as Brahmins only. Disguise only they have to roam around. Disguise again taking her may not be good. So that is the reason why he says that if you agree for this condition, I will marry you. And I can have son with you, and then I leave you. You leave me and you can go away. And then I have to roam around as a Brahmin only. She agrees.
Got it.
But that is the thing, madam.
Got it. Thank you.
The other question is, when did Yudhishthira's name change to Dharmaraja?
So this is actually what I think is that Yudhishthira is actually from the beginning, both names are being written in Mahabharata. Yudhishthira and also Yudhishthira means maybe the true etymological meaning of Yudhishthira is that in Yuddha he was Sthira. When a war happens, he stands steadfast. Because of this reason, his name is Yudhishthira. Maybe even before any war also is mentioned as Yudhishthira only in Mahabharata. Maybe even small fights also maybe what we can call in training fights, where at the time of taking training with Drona and other times also, he may be standing very firm when fight is there. Maybe he is not running away and he is not timid, and always he was steadfast. He was standing because he was standing in front of the enemy and he was used to face the enemy. Because of this reason, Yudhishthara means Yudhi. Yudhi means Yuddha Bhumi. Yuddha. In Yuddha, he is very sthira. Because of this reason, his name is Yudhishthira. Maybe from the beginning, Adi Parva itself, his name is mentioned as Yudhishthira, Dharmaraja, like that it is mentioned. Both names are there. Maybe what if the question has come up, we may presume that maybe at the time of training and all this is he is standing very steadfast, maybe without any fear with the enemy. Maybe because of this reason his name has come out as Yudhishthira. We don't know.
But normally the names are given at the childhood. At that time there is no Yuddha or
maybe training, sir.
yeah.
We may have to presume like that.
Yeah, it's presumed. But
we may presume like that. Otherwise, Mahabharata.
Similarly, Dhritarashtra also, I mean, you can derive the meaning, but then normally the names are given at the childhood.
Childhood only, because sir, what people tell is that Veda Vyasa, as when he is weaving the story, he knows the story initially. He knows everything. That is why initially, whatever may be the original name, we don't know. He started giving those names only. Ghatotkacha, saying Ghatotkacha name is also like that. Utkacha, Ghata, maybe Ghatotkacha, maybe Dhritarashtra. Even Bhagavad Gita commentary also, all commentaries, what we come across is that Dhritarashtra means he is holding the Rashtra. Because of this reason, he doesn't want to leave that. That is why we come across Mamaka, Pandavas, Cheva, Kimakurvata, Sanjaya, he tells. My people and those people, like that you will be telling. My people means I am holding this throne. No? That way he is holding that they are different and I am different, like that. My people are different. Those people are different, like that he was feeling. He was the very first shloka of Bhagavad Gita starts like that. Mamaka Pandava Seva Kimakurvata Sanjaya. Like that. So here it is like that. Dhritarashtra. Some names are like that, sir. Hidimbasura, not Hidimbasura, but it's called Hiranyakashipa. Hiranya means gold. Hiranyakashipa means the person who holds the Hiranya. Hiranyaksha is also like that. Hiranya means that entire thing. Hiranyaksha means his Aksha. That is, I will be watching all this Hiranya. Wherever that Hiranya is there, you will be watching. That is why whatever land that is there, he is not satisfied. He wanted to take the entire earth. He was taking away the earth means the symbolic significance is that he wanted to have the entire property. Entire world he wanted to have it. That is the reason why he was carrying earth. Why should he carry earth? Carrying earth is only a symbolic significance. Symbolic significance is that he wanted to have the entire property for his own. That is why he is called Hiranya Aksha. Well, like some names are like that. Some names may not be like that. In that way.
Dhritarashtra, was he crowned as the Raja or he just occupied?
He was never crowned in the Mahabharata, sir. In Mahabharata, test whichever place you see, you can take a light and search it. You don't find that he has never crowned. Thing is that Pandu Maharaja was crowned. Pandu Maharaja was crowned. And he was having 5 sons and they were still minors only. At that time, Pandu Maharaja expired. Pandu Maharaja was having a lot of reverence and respect towards Dhritarashtra. That is the reason why he was asking his brother to sit on the throne and he was roaming in the forests only. Panduraja never used to come to the Hastinapura. That was his greatest mistake which he has done. Always allowing his brother to sit on the throne unofficially, and he was actually roaming around the forest, roaming around the different countries, conquering all those countries, annexing the countries like that he was doing. And he was allowing Dhritarashtra to sit on the throne. That mistake, what happened is that ultimately when he died suddenly, and he was having all minor sons, Kunti was there, and what to do? All the rishis come there, and then they will be telling that you are in the forest, or all your 5 sons are there, still minors only, and they should be protected by his what is called father's brother, that is Dhritarashtra has to protect. Let us go back to that place. Then they go to the rishis also, 40 rishis they have mentioned, 40 rishis, and also these Pandavas go to Dhritarashtra and tell that Pandu Maharaja is dead. And he also agrees to take care of these children. All these minor children he was taking care of. When minor children are taking care of, immediately Dharmaraja cannot say that this throne belongs to me. Actually, because he is in the Samrakshana of Dhritarashtra. So Dhritarashtra was sitting on the throne. And Bhishma was also allowing it because he also can't do anything at that particular point of time. He was allowing it. And what is the thing is that here legal right Pandavas are possessing, but actual possession is be under the control of Dhritarashtra.
Okay.
That is the reason why Duryodhana says that it is my kingdom only. And when believe it or not, when Duryodhana hands over that Angaraja to Karna, it was never belonging to him. Even his father doesn't have the property, and he has not yet possessed the property. He is not at all Yuvaraja even also at that particular point of time. Even then, what he did is that he is actually aggressively he comes there, and I am giving this Angaraja to Karna, and everybody was sitting mute. That was the biggest mistake. Nobody has objected. Bhishma could have objected at that particular point of time. He could have come. The Dhritarashtra himself is not the king, and you have never bequeathed the kingdom. And how can you give this kingdom to Karna? And the person who doesn't have the property possession, he is giving that property to some other person who was wanted to enjoy that property. This entire thing is like that.
Okay. There is one belief or story that Panduraja, the name itself, comes because he had a disease of Panduraja.
That is actually Mahabharata, sir. It actually Mahabharata, and also these commentators, what they tell is that is a Pandu Varna. They are mentioning all the places. He was having Pandu Varna, maybe whitish complexion. He may be there.
Oh.
But people tell that he was having a disease like that. But disease aspect was not mentioned in Mahabharata. It is actually Pandu Varna person.
Varna.
Pandu Varna person. And that is the reason why Satyavati, when Dhritarashtra is born, she asks when before Dhritarashtra was born also, she will be asking Vedavyasa, what type of child is going to born? He tells he is going to be a blind person because she has come with, she has not seen me like that. So then a blind person cannot sit on the throne. We should have one more child. So he is, deputes Vedavyasa to Ambalika. And Ambalika, he goes at that particular point time, she was awestruck and she was seeing him like that. With Panduvarna, she was seeing. That is why she tells that a Panduvarna person will be born. Panduvarna means when a strange person comes there and he will be looking at with frightened face. Panduvarna. That is because of this reason, whitish complex person will be born like that, he tells. Then she was having doubt. Can it be one more child is there? Maybe not having any flaw. Because of this reason, again he wanted to send Vedavyasa to again to the Ambika only. At the time she deputes what is called slave. When Dasi is deputed, and when she comes to know that Dasi's son has been born, people may not accept Dasi's son. The people may not accept as a king because in those days only Kshatriya has to rule the kingdom. So what is important is that so Dasi's son cannot become a king. So ultimately she accepts among the three. This person is okay. Panduvarna person is okay like that. And so Pandu Maharaja was enthroned. This was the story.
Thank you. And that's all the questions from the chat box.
ధన్యవాదములండి.
Sir.
Thank you so much. Anybody else want to ask a question directly? Anybody? If not, then we will proceed for chanting prarthana. Satvika,
Yes, sir.
please chant.
Okay, sir.
You have to unmute first. Okay.
Yes, sir. स्वस्ति प्रजाभ्य परिपालयन्तां न्यायेन मार्गेण महीं महिषां गोब्राह्मणेभ्यः शुभमस्तु नित्यं लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं शोभरहितो ब्राह्मणः सन्तु निर्भया अपुत्रा पुत्रिणः सन्तु पुत्रिणः सन्तु पौत्रिणः अधनाः सधनाः सन्तु जीवन्तु शरदां शतं सत्यं वद धर्मं चर स्वाध्यायान् मा प्रमदः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामया सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् ओम शांति शांति शांतिः पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ओम शांति शांति शांतिः सर्वे जना सुखिनो भवन्तु स्वस्ति
Dhanyavadamuలు Satvika. Now let us sing a national anthem. Chala Chittibabu garu, please.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंधु गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे जय जय
ధన్యవాదములండి చల్లా చిట్టిబాబు గారు. Thank you so much.